Hey everyone, welcome back to a Jenna talk. Today, what is coming to mind for me is going deeper. So, when we are in a good place in our lives, or even want it to improve a little bit, we've got a positive vibe going on most of the time, um, but we want to take it deeper. What does that mean, and what are some things that cause us to go below the surface of everyday interactions, get in touch with that inner light and that light in others? To me, one of the key ways to take something deeper is to allow yourself to be vulnerable. Whoa, vulnerability. You mean opening yourself up and being honest with your feelings and talking about subjects that are uncomfortable and allowing someone to see all of the insides? That's pretty scary. But something happens, especially when you're in any kind of relationship with another person, when you allow yourselves to truly be who you are without boundaries or walls that have been set by societal expectations, where you are able to be fully emotional with each other when necessary, honest, and talk about subjects that really are deeply close to your heart. If both people make an effort to do that, then there becomes this safety that exists. Both of you have agreed that you're going to try your best to do so, and by doing that, you know that you're creating a safe place for that other person to be vulnerable. Okay, so that makes sense, but what are some ways that we can do that? I think that one of the key ways to do that is eye contact. In our society today, and of course, depending on your culture, there's different rules about eye contact. But to me, I've had some of the deepest connections with other people simply looking into their eyes. I was just talking to someone the other day, and for years, poets have written about eyes being the windows to the soul and how important that is in any type of love, whether it be romantic or otherwise. And I think that really looking deeply into someone's eyes and being okay just doing that is a really good place to start, because it might be out of your comfort zone, but then again, you're creating that safe space where you're not judging the other person like, what the heck are you doing? And you're both seeking just to have that deep soul connection without even saying anything. Another simple way is in your everyday conversations, finding ways to ask questions that get deeper into a person. Like, what are you passionate about? Or on a rainy day, what do you like to do when you're home by yourself? What are the things in your life that are very valuable to you that you wouldn't want to give up? Whatever, questions like that. Talking about maybe the day to day, but then going deeper into that and saying, okay, so how did you feel? What would you like to do better next time? Instead of just, hey, how are you? I'm great. This is what I did today, which can be great, to check in, but finding ways to be okay with asking a little bit of a more personal question, because then it gives another person the opportunity to share a part of themselves. You're then more connected to that part of them, and you can share that part of yourself as well, which takes it deeper. I think one of the deepest things you can share with another person is to be able to cry in front of them. And for some reason, the way our society is set up, I think especially for men, but also for women, or anybody who's gendered in between, however you identify, just people in general, are not encouraged to cry in public, maybe not even in private. That there's this sense of strength that comes from not displaying emotion. And to me, I've experienced that most of the depth that comes from my interactions with people is when we're able to be very emotionally raw with each other. That I'm feeling really upset, and if I can cry in front of someone and they are okay with that, and vice versa, if someone feels safe enough to cry with me, that's such a deep connection. Or laughing full of joy and happiness with an abandon, like not worrying about if someone's gonna judge you for really expressing that. Or, even being able to vent to someone your anger when you're feeling really upset, not lashing out at them with that anger, but feeling like, okay, I can tell this person how I'm feeling because I just need to get it out. Being willing to engage in those kind of like deep, raw emotional moments can be uncomfortable, but when you really work to establish a sense of love with a person and you want that depth, being willing to step out of your comfort zone and express your emotions is a really important step. So therein lies the key, is the willingness within yourself to open, to be authentic. And sometimes that even means taking time to sit quietly with yourself, to know who you truly are as a person, experience things you haven't before, and see how it makes you feel, so that you know who you are and feel confident and comfortable sharing that with others. Because in order to engage in a deep connection with another person, you have to be willing to go deeper within yourself. And the cool part of that I try to remind myself of and would like to also remind you of, is that I believe that the deeper you go, the more beautiful and brilliant and radiant and amazing the truth of who you are is. So even though occasionally you have to cut through those layers of false beliefs about yourself, of past hurts that have shaped you one way or the other, by doing that work, you crack open this amazing, like, glow stick of fantasticness that is you. And so once you have that and you're able to express that, and that's what you bring to the table, it invites others to go deeper within themselves. And of course, the other key thing with engaging in depth with another person is communication. It's really important to be loving in our communications and open when we're saying, I'm seeking more depth. I'm wondering if you're willing to engage in this with me. Here are some things that maybe we could try together. But I want to make sure we're on the same page, because you want to establish that both of you are willing to create the safe space for you to be vulnerable. That you are willing to admit when you mess up and make a commitment to try more to create a space of unconditional love that allows someone to go deeper within themselves and within that relationship. So stating when something is working for you and when it's not. Being open and honest with your communications on all of those fronts is really important. And just a quick disclaimer, not everybody is ready to engage in a deeper connection. And so just being committed to it on your end, you'll start to attract the other people who are also willing to do that. And sometimes you have to let relationships go when you're not meeting each other in the same level of depth. But that's okay. And your desire to be a deeper, more conscious human is not a character flaw. I'd like to leave with just one more thought, which might have come to you, and it's why? Why depth? Why go deeper? Why not just live on the surface? Well, I think that if you've been watching my videos, that you're interested in being more conscious in the world, like I talked about in my very first video. And by allowing ourselves to go deeper and be real with people and connect on a genuine heart to heart, soul to soul, essence to essence level, we can really circumvent a lot of the bullshit that comes out in personalities and in societal structures, in politics, and all of those things that make us cringe. The more we're willing to engage on a deeper level, the more we can see the way that we're connected to each other, to everyone, and how beautiful that truly is. That life really is, at its core, beautiful. But in order to get to the core, you have to be willing to go deeper. So I invite you to give it a try. Or if not, at least think about it. Remembering that who you are at the core is beautiful and perfect and brilliant just the way that it is. And so you can feel safe knowing that and sharing that with other people. Because why not? Everybody wants a little bit more beauty and awesome in their life. I hope that you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.